Thank you again for coming and checking out my YouTube video. This is part 2 of making a one-board birdhouse. If you missed part 1, be sure and look above. I'm gonna put a link up right now. And actually I think it's gonna be over here. And you can see those critical parts. In that last video, we showed you how to take a 6-foot board and break it into the 3 pieces you needed. Stay tuned in this video where I show you how to make the front and the back. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't gotten a set of plans yet, click the link below in the description. Thanks a lot. If you have a set of my plans, you've already labeled a piece for your front and for your back. And this is the piece we're gonna work on primarily. We are going to use a square, a tape measure, and we're gonna cut out the front and the back. There's a very specific way to go about this. Be sure to get my set of plans. They are free. You download them from my website. It tells you the exact sequencings and lengths of cuts for this project. On this project, we have 2 primary cuts for this particular piece. And go ahead and mark and measure exactly like you did last time. Use the square the right way so that when you're lining up saw cuts, you know exactly how to get them exactly the length that you want. Mark your X's and don't forget to label parts as you go. So we're getting 2 marks on this one, 1 from each side. And be sure that you cut these things accurately on the miter saw. After you've cut your front and your back, super important that you don't get those 2 mixed up. When you're cutting the angled pieces for the roof, keep in mind, these are gonna be different lengths, you guys. The taller one, this might seem weird, the taller of the 2 is for the back. Label them the right way. In looking at sheets 2 and 3, we see that we've got some angled cuts to make for the 612 roof pitch. That's page 2 and 3. I've got my miter saw set up already. I've got lines drawn on the table. Actually, I put some painter's tape down so I can kick out a bunch of them. My students can kick out a bunch of them. I'm gonna show you close up. You set your miter saw at 22.5 degrees to make this angled cut. All right, this is close-up time on the miter saw. As you can see, the blade is turned at 22.5 degrees for this cut. I've just put a piece of tape on my miter saw. I'm gonna look for the shorter of my 2 boards first, and I've got a line here that I've placed. It's labeled F for front. All I have to do is take the edge of my board, set it right on top, make my first cut. After cut 1 has been made, all you do is flip it over, line up on that exact same line, make another cut. After you've made those 2 cuts, now you can see you've got an angled pitch, 612 baby, and you do the exact same steps with your back. So like I said, same process, not using this first line, using the second line. Make sure you're cutting the part that's labeled back. Line that edge up. Keep your hands off to the side. Make your cuts. Your next stop is gonna find you at the glue table where you're gonna glue on patterns that I provide you in my plans. Download those, they're on the final pages. You cut those out, rubber cement them right on. Again, you wanna be sure that you're doing things the right way. I have a pattern on the back glued. I'm gonna take that to the scroll saw and cut some fillets. And then I've got a pattern on the front that's gonna help me get the hole drilled in just the right place. Well, there you have it, folks. Thanks very much for tuning in to part 2 of building our 612 birdhouse. It's a one-board birdhouse. This is what your 2 front and back pieces are going to look like when you're finished. Stay tuned for part 3, where I'm going to show you how to make more cuts so you can finish your birdhouse. Hope you've enjoyed. As always, click like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this video. See you later.